Harry Potter and friends return to Hogwarts for their 4th year of witchcraft and wizardry in EA Games' adaptation of one of this fall's biggest films, The Goblet of Fire. While the gameplay is a lot more action-oriented and the graphics have improved, the camera is obstructive and the spellcasting is sloppy.
Wondering why I brought you here, are you?
Goblet of Fire follows Harry through the Tri-Wizard Tournament, a special competition between the 3 wizarding schools, Durmstrang, Beauxbaton, and Hogwarts. The game is an adaptation of the film, not the book, so a streamlined plot is to be expected. However, the game waters down the already sparse adaptation, skipping over key characters and scenes. Missing characters include Snape, McGonagall, the Weasley twins, Hagrid, Filch, Hedwig, Sirius, Wormtail, Cho Chang, Dobby the House Elf, and others. What remains of the plot is retold elegantly through storybook-style sequences that play when each new area is unlocked. The voices in these cinemas and during gameplay are not always the actors from the film, but the performances are believable, consistent, and entertaining. It's fun to hear the characters help and argue with each other in combat.
A bridge! How observant of you, Ronald. Wingardium Leviosa!
This year, you can finally play with 2 other people as all 3 central characters, Harry, Ron, and Hermione. You can jump in and out of the game at any time, and the computer controls any unassigned players. But the AI teammates can be slow and unresponsive when running through each environment and trying to set up group spells. There's also no way to tell them to hurry or move closer to you, so they'll frequently get in the way.
Ouch!
There are single-player levels, including the 3 Tri-Wizard challenges, which Harry has to face on his own. These are mostly linear, and though it's fun to fly through them at high speeds, they might leave you wishing you could explore the areas instead of traveling through them on a set path. Electronic Arts has upgraded the combat system to allow for more on-the-fly spellcasting. You have 2 main spell buttons, one for jinxes and one for charms. These spells change depending on what you're targeting. So you'll cast Wingardium Leviosa when you're near something you can lift, and Aqua Erupta when you're near a fire that needs to be put out. This aims to solve the problem in previous Potter games of having to assign a spell to a button every time you needed to use it. But the new system is problematic as well, because when you're surrounded by objects or enemies, it's very difficult to cast the spell you want. And with no way to lock onto a specific target, it's also difficult to control where that spell is cast. This creates lots of frustrating button mashing, especially when you're playing with other people and you're trying to target the same object or attack the same enemy. To bring a level of customization to this year's adventure, EA has added ability cards you can unlock to give specific boosts to each character and get a glimpse at stills from the feature film. These cards add lots of clever bonuses, but the game requires you assign them before entering each level, which can get tiresome. The graphics have definitely gotten an upgrade this year. The character models are more detailed, allowing Harry, Ron, and Hermione's personalities to shine through. The backgrounds are more elaborate and create a wonderful sense of depth, and the spell effects are more colorful and explosive. The physics are also more fun to play with when you pick up enemies or objects and throw them around. However, Goblet of Fire is missing the free-roaming gameplay from previous games that allowed you to run through the castle and even fly around on your broomstick whenever you wanted. This year, Hogwarts is split up into multiple areas that you travel to directly, not by walking through the school, and there is not a single student or teacher to be found. Your goal is to collect Tri-Wizard shields and unlock new challenges, but you're never given clues as to the location of each shield. This not only makes it difficult to find some of them, it doesn't tell you when you can't get one because you haven't unlocked a particular spell, leaving you to waste time wondering why that one shield is unattainable. But the worst part of the design in Goblet of Fire is the lack of camera control. Although the camera can set up some impressive shots while you run through each area, objects in the environments are constantly blocking your view. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire follows EA's current trend of creating a ride based on a film rather than an immersive world to explore. Potter fans will be disappointed by the lack of storytelling, and gamers by the lack of control and the limited scope of the game's environment. Compared to the enormity of the Harry Potter franchise and the successful adaptations of the books into films, this game falls sadly short of expectations.